Let's talk about how they made Michael from the Proud Family reboot the token gay character.
She really don't like you, boo.
If it wasn't for Tony, oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. This video is going to be about Michael from the Proud Family, the original and the reboot. As you can see, I got my special guest, Kiwi. She's back. She's back. And specifically with Michael's character, I want to talk about his evolution from this
U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly.
to this.
I stay ready. I don't get ready. Here, let me show you, boo.
As I've discussed in my last few videos about the Proud Family, the reboot especially has come with so much criticism with their plots and the wokeness and the different ideals and messages that they try to display, but they don't really execute them in the best way. In the original series, Michael was like a sideline character. He was like their little fashionista friend who helped them dance, choreograph, this and that, right? And with the way he acted, the way he talked, the way he dressed and moved, it was insinuated that he was like, he was flamboyant, he was feminine. It was insinuated that he was a gay character, but it wasn't outwardly said. It wasn't directly said, right? Even when you watch interviews with the creators of the show, Bruce Smith, he talked about how in the early 2000s, they had to insinuate certain things. They couldn't directly say it because times were different. Disney didn't want to risk it. And you think it's crazy now, but back then, this is pre-social media. It would have been a lot of uproar, like, oh, they got a gay character on Disney Channel. So they had to insinuate it, but they still tried to include that type of character because, like I always say, Proud Family is based on realism. Are we going to pretend like growing up within neighborhoods, within schools, first grade, second grade, high school, middle school, wherever, college, we didn't see guys that were flamboyant like Michael? Even as little kids, sometimes there were other little boys in our class, right, that had a little different thing going on where you kind of was like, you may have been too young to really understand. They may have been too young too. But as you got older, you might have realized, And even in the original series, they had an episode dedicated to Michael, specifically titled, Who You Calling a Sissy? And with that episode, the premise was about how Michael was getting bullied because he was feminine, because he was flamboyant, right? And in the beginning, what happened? He was playing a basketball game with two other guys. One who was like, the masculine, taller, straight, we supposed to assume guy. And Michael was crushing it. Michael was killing him. Michael was scoring on him, doing real good. It was insinuated that because he was flamboyant, he was into fashion and dancing, and he always hung out with the girls, that I could beat him. This is gonna be easy. Michael actually beat him, scored on him, and the guy was like, I can't believe I lost to a sissy.
Coming at you, Michael.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In your face.
Yeah.
Dang. I can't believe we lost to a sissy.
It was basically insinuated that because he was feminine and flamboyant, he wouldn't be great at masculine as sports like basketball. To everyone's shock, including the more masculine guys he was playing against, Michael kind of brushed it off when the guy called him that. With that type of attitude, you realize, and I've heard stories and seen it in real life where guys like Michael were so used to getting bullied, they kind of brush it off. It becomes second nature to them. Like, oh, you call me that again? Oh, what's new? Okay. That's kind of like their daily routine to get called that.
Michael, aren't you gonna say something?
Who cares? We won.
All of a sudden, this sideline character who was always flamboyant, always kind of feminine in his own way, right? He was like the topic of the episode. He was getting bullied all of a sudden. And you could tell the Proud Family, as it was getting towards the end of the original series, they probably was looking for more storylines. So they said, we're going to take this assumed to be gay character and make a little teasing episode with him. They use his storyline. They use his personality as a plot, right? And this was big for the 2000s. It showed that the Proud Family was progressive in their stories, in their diversity, in their inclusion, but it's like, at what cost? Because it's kind of like when, most of the time, when gay characters are introduced or the story or the plot or the episode is based around them, it's always a bullying episode or a coming out episode, or the storyline is based on their queerness, right? It's not about them personally, or just a regular plot, a regular problem, a regular issue. It's always about their queerness and how other people react to it.
Oh my God.
From the original series, something else I remember is Michael being like the comedic relief. He always had like little one-liners, but he was such a side character. He had like maybe 2 lines every 7-8 episodes that it was just kind of like a whatever. Now, let's get to the reboot where they reintroduced Michael. They gave him a whole makeover, a whole new look, and it was kind of like this androgynous type look.
I wish you would snatch that wig up.
Michael, you look good!
One of the major criticisms, one of the major backlashes I remember with the Proud Family reboot when they introduced the characters was how they made Michael look. And then, they made him look like a girl. He got that little pink dreadlocks with the glasses, and they really amped up his femininity and the flamboyance and his queerness in a way where a lot of people had a problem with it, and it was like, I don't want my children watching this. Who is this? This is Michael? And people was like, from the original, we always kind of knew he was like a gay character, but in this reboot in the 2020s, like the creator Bruce Smith said, they were able to make it more obvious. Something I remember seeing over and over again is why they made Michael like a token gay character, almost, as some call it, the gay best friend accessory to a group of all girls. Like, it's a group of girls, but then they got that one gay best friend that's like the accessory. He's good at fashion. He has little sassy one-liners.
We're gonna pluck, wax, and laze that nastiness right off of you, baby.
Guess he's not into girls, huh?
That's what's up.
Or you, Michael?
Hey there.
He's like the accessory that the girls come to in the group for advice, for fashion tips, for this, for that, to do their makeup, to do their hair. That's what they turned Michael into. In the original series, he always helped them dance and he choreographed this and that, but they really, took it up a notch for this reboot. And a lot of people had a problem with that. In the original series, Michael was always on the team, right? The sports team. His father was a coach for many of the sports that they played in the school. But what happened? When Michael would try to interact with his father would say, "Don't call me dad, call me coach." Like, his own father was embarrassed by Michael because he was so flamboyant and feminine that he didn't even want people to know that this was his son.
Okay, Daddy.
I told you it's coach in public.
Hi, Daddy.
I told you, coach in public.
Now, in the reboot, he got him in military school, which is kind of like insinuated that he wants that flamboyant personality to get like knocked out of him or trained out of him. And honestly, with the way the Proud Family is, I really hope that in season 3, because they're coming out with season 3, I hope that they focus an episode on Michael and his background and his father and the relationship between that. And of course, he's the gay character of the show, the gay male character of the show. With the writers that the Proud Family have, we know that they're gonna like hone it in on the stereotypical gay guy euphemisms and things like that. It's even when they had like Mega Boy, you see what they did with that. But I really would hope that they expand on Michael's background, they expand on Michael's story. We get to see a different side of Michael than being the gay best friend accessory who's good at makeup and hair and his little snappy, sassy one-liners. I feel like they could do more with that character. And on to another point where there was this uproar with people and parents saying, I don't want my kids watching this, I don't want my children watching this. I said this in a video I did over a year ago when the series first came out, the reboot. Today's generation, today's social media era is a whole different time, right? Even back then, I remember being young and being in first grade or third grade or being in middle school, even high school, where you had those guys who were more out there with their flamboyant personalities. Some would hide it. And eventually you would find out later. At the end of the day, it's nobody's business, right? But are we going to pretend like guys like Michael don't really exist in the real world? at different ages. You know, you so scared. Some parents are so scared of their kids seeing this and seeing that, but they see it in real life anyway. When they're in school, when they out in public, when they on the train, when they on the bus. So it's like kind of like you can't shield or hide your kids from the real world.
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Now, some people can say, but this is animation. It's supposed to be a children's cartoon. Why they got to see this? Why they got to see this? It's a part of life. It's a part of real life. It's called inclusion. It's called diversity. The world has many different people in it. You know, there are guys out there that act like Michael. Proud Family has always been that type of show to show different things like that, because that's how the world is. And I gotta say, even shows like Arthur, or you know, even back in the day, I feel like a show like Hey Arnold would have handled the episode like that well. Going back to Arthur, you know, Mr. Ratburn, his teacher, he was always insinuated to be a gay character, but it was never really a main thing for them to talk about. And then what happened, like 2-3 years ago, in one of the final episodes, Mr. Ratburn got married to another man, but they didn't make it a big deal. It was kind of like, okay, he got married to another man. Everybody was like, They went to the wedding, they clapped, and it was just like, whatever. Now with the Proud Family, their writers, their demographic, the way they try to bring certain messages out, they really like to hone in and like really drive home those stereotypes. Same thing with Dejanay and that black ratchet girl stereotype. Those characters, those people, those personalities do exist in real life, but let's see different layers of them. I just hope that they don't continue to make Michael's whole existence in the Proud Family universe the little gay best friend that helps them with their outfits and looks and little...
Stop! And you two left feet having no rhythm, bumbling basics are not going to ruin it.
Really give Michael an episode where we can really dig deep into his character or to his home life. Let's see Michael at home with his father. Let's see him with his family. You know, let's see a different side of Michael. I feel like that would bring viewers and give the Proud Family writers some redemption, because, you know, with this reboot, it's hit or miss. It's mostly been a miss. For season 3, I really hope that they give Michael's character more to do than be the token gay. That being said, I want to know, what do y'all guys think of Michael in the reboot compared to Michael in the original series? Do y'all see a problem with how they gave him that makeover, you know, really pumped up the stereotypical like gay personality that they gave him? What did y'all think when y'all first saw how they recreated Michael to look in the reboot? And do you think Michael was and still is a good representation of the LGBT community in a black cartoon, or you could say diverse cartoon like the Proud Family on Disney Channel, Disney Plus? Do you think he was a good representation? A lot of people feel uncomfortable talking about it, but Michael is a well-known character, and I feel like he's going to become a bigger character as the show goes on. So it's like, why not discuss it? I know they're going to have a lot of opinions, and I can't wait to read them. So please, guys, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.